Software-defined networking and SDN is sort of a framework that's allowing people to decouple or separate the control plane from the forwarding plane of a switched environment. So a switch has a couple of jobs, right? It's responsible for deciding what to do with the traffic, and then once it decides what to do, it's responsible for actually acting upon that decision and forwarding the traffic or blocking the traffic or doing whatever it might need to do. So SDN, or software-defined networking, is really a framework based on a couple of underlying technologies, one of which the most popular standard at this point is OpenFlow. That's allowing people to separate that control from the data forwarding part of that switch. And by doing that, by decentralizing those things, we're able to let the underlying hardware take control of all the data packet forwarding and actually take the control portion of that and give it to something else, such as a hypervisor or maybe a third-party application or a custom-developed control suite that might help people develop custom applications that make use of those technologies. So it's really a framework, again, that kind of allows the decentralization of the responsibilities of a switch and really creates the framework to let people custom develop around those functions. You know, it's an interesting question about who has these things deployed and who's using them. You know, you look out in the market and people like Google and Facebook and a couple of these other very large technology conglomerates are really making use of the stuff right now. They have the teams in-house, the know-how, and the technology to be able to make use of some of the very loosely defined technologies that are kind of making up the software-defined network landscape right now. Without very, very heavy internal coding and internal development, it's really hard to make use of these things. So there's not really a packaged suite of tools that make use of the technology yet. It's getting there, but again, very large companies, the stock exchange, Google, Facebook, those are really the guys who are going to see having these things deployed right now. Well, as far as what it means right now to small and mid-market companies, it's not much, right? It doesn't mean much to them right now, just because, again, it really takes a large development effort to make use of the framework that exists as it exists today. I would say that the mid-market will start seeing these technologies become more prevalent once partners that you already use, technology integrators that you already leverage today, start packaging things that leverage software-defined networking into consumer available products. And by consumer available products, I don't mean on the shelf at a big box store. I mean packaged by people like VMware that can start giving you some of these features and making them available inside of hypervisors that you might already use today, or inside of orchestration products or other management utilities or software suites that, again, you might already leverage today. We'll start integrating these functions, and that's when you're really going to start seeing the benefits come into the mid-market. So I think we're going to hear more about this, and we're going to do more updates on this once it becomes a little more prevalent in the market. It's very, very early on, right? The intent of these sessions is to kind of keep a pulse on the SDN market. Our customer base is a unique customer base, right? Very heavily virtualized, anywhere from a small to mid-market type companies. So as the market progresses and as we start seeing more and more technologies become adopted that leverage SDN and software-defined networking and OpenFlow as a whole, we're going to keep a pulse on that, and we're going to be able to convey to you exactly what those changes are, how the market's shifting, how to expect impact on things that you currently depend on, and when you should start seeing these things rolled into technologies you already leverage.